please cut this out of this. This is ridiculous.
Oh my gosh, your face. Okay, anyway.
Oh my gosh.
It's been too long.
She wears glitter on her front.
You're listening to the Calm,
The Storm,
The Whimsy
podcast. Friday night, Kelly and I went out for a girls' night with a couple people. A lot of people. And
with our pork rinds.
yes, we took our own pork rinds.
It's amazing. Was it good with queso?
It was so good. It was
Really?
satisfying.
I wasn't
It was
sure.
super satisfying. And Kelly was talking to our friend Jessie. Were you?
Yeah.
I think it was Jessie that you were talking to.
Tara.
And Tara. And I was standing kind of behind her listening in, but my backside was to this old man that I didn't really pay attention to. And so when I turned around, I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Because I was literally like in his face pretty much.
Like your butt?
My butt.
Awesome.
And he says to me before I turned around, okay? So he says, ooh, that's a good look.
Oh.
And I was like, what? So I turned around, and that's when I apologized to him. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And he was like, oh, I used to work at Schwabel's. I know what good buns look like.
Oh my gosh.
Wait. And then he said, well, I went to Hoban, and when I went to Hoban, there was no girls allowed. So when I walked into a place like this, I was like, I'm a kid in a candy store.
Okay, so let's rewind.
Creeper.
Since I'm the VCR and I rewind, so let's rewind back to before all of that. So Crystal went up to pay. I was going to the bathroom, and this guy goes, "Hey, has anybody? You have a name tag on your back?" Daggone Tiffany decides to throw this name tag on my back. So he pulls it off, and I'm like, "Oh, that's funny." I like cute old men. I'm like, oh, he's a cute little old man, you know?
No.
So I'm like, that's so funny. Will you get a selfie with me? And the whole table's like chattering together because he's made comments to everybody. But I was at the far end of the table. I didn't know he made creepy comments. So here I am taking a selfie with the creepy man.
Oh my gosh.
She took the selfie, and then he made the comments to me. And then she was like, I took a selfie with that
And
man.
then one lady goes, he just told me he was like a kid in a candy store. That was somebody else. So it wasn't the first time he said that line. And I'm like,
Was he old enough to consider him like a cute old man?
well, I thought he was until I turned the corner. I'm like, he's not as old as I thought he was.
Oh no.
But I
and
thought it
Nicole-
was funny. And I was like, I'm going to get a picture of this name tag and like,
Nicole said,
Tiffany out.
you went to Hoban like 57 years ago.
So was he by himself?
Yes.
Okay, so it wasn't like, I mean, not that that makes it better, but at least he wasn't
Yeah.
making comments like with his wife sitting there.
Right. Yeah, he was by himself, and it was weird. And I was like, okay. Creepy old man.
He probably wouldn't have commented on my buns.
He might have. I mean, he worked at Schwabel's, so he knows what good buns look like.
Yeah, he'd been like,
so
yours got
inappropriate.
smushed.
Oh,
I can't
it was just weird.
And then I felt really weird. I'm like, ew.
Yeah,
I got
because you took a picture with him.
selfie.
I did. I was trying to be
I told Aaron that afterward,
And
and he was like,
kind.
of course she did.
I was trying to be kind. Oh my gosh, that is amazing.
I had to save that one.
It's so hard when we have to save stories for those like reactions on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Reaction.
She's like, should I tell Hillary? Nah.
No,
Can't tell
we're
her.
saving that one.
Saving that one.
Oh man, it's been a FOMO kind of weekend for me, friends.
Oh, sorry.
Girls' night without me, paintball without me. I told Sarah because it was her birthday that I missed.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I plan everything, because I would not have planned it when I was gone.
Oh, we missed you.
We did.
That's fine.
Zachary did a great job, though.
He did.
I mean, he did a great job. I'm impressed.
That's lovely, but I wasn't there.
I'm
came
sorry.
decked out in camo
Yeah.
with my eye black. And I told everybody, don't put this on your lips. It is eye black.
And then we looked like we were crying afterward.
Yeah.
Oh my
It was like
gosh.
streaking down our faces.
so
It was
hot.
so hot.
So would you do it again?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right.
She's got battle wounds.
I do. I have
You need to go
14
get real camo.
battle wounds.
I got hit.
14?
14. But this is why. So at the very end, Aaron already told me, he's like, you wouldn't survive a zombie apocalypse. And I said, well, I would go down fighting. And so at the very end, he started like counting down like 10, 9, and Sarah and I ran straight towards them. All the guys, so it was guys versus girls.
Yeah.
We just ran straight for them, shooting our guns the whole time, and I got pelted. Like my legs are insane.
Oh my gosh.
My gun jammed in the last 10 seconds.
Of course it did. So
I
you
was
were
so
angry.
sad.
Oh, in the last 10 seconds?
Yeah, I couldn't.
It was just that
when all
last
that
time.
rapid gunfire was going, like I couldn't have anything to do with it.
Did you get a free game or a free gun or
No.
free paintballs?
I did get my gun switched out in the middle
Oh,
of the second game that we played.
maybe I got your gun.
It was
then.
like sputtering.
Oh.
Well, he changed it out while I was on the field.
Oh.
It was weird.
Oh man.
He came running over. Cam, he was pretty cool.
My body's nice and wound free at least.
Yeah.
So
I
I
can
think-
imagine you jumping.
my body's wound free, but my poor husband has a ginormous welt on his arm and his neck, so it looks
She
like he has a
says-
big hickey.
Yeah, she says the neck is from paintball, but I doubt it.
I think it was there before we started.
Okay.
Didn't look like a paintball wound to me.
That's amazing.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
good times.
Okay, so I have to tell you guys a story.
Okay.
Okay.
I might have already told you this story, but I have to tell a story about Naomi because it makes me laugh.
Uh-oh.
So I had Naomi with me. I think did we do sleepovers? We must have done
Yeah.
sleepovers. So I had Naomi with me, and I was on my way to drop Tori and Liza off to Kelly because she was doing pictures for Moms on Target. And I had just started carnivore, and honestly, I think I was just feeling real good about my body, and I didn't process that I was not wearing a bra.
Oh, yeah.
So I drove all the way. I've never left my house without a bra on purpose, on accident. I've done it to like drop kids off at school.
Sure.
But never like without realizing it. I had places to go. I was in public, and I drove all the way. I dropped the girls off. I'm standing next to Kelly, and all of a sudden I grabbed my chest and I said, I am not wearing a bra.
Do you typically grab your chest out in public?
No, but I'm typically not trying to
Two-handed. Like, woo!
I don't, but I was like, wait a second, something doesn't feel right. So that's why I did that. Not just to grab it for fun. So,
Does it feel good?
yeah, no, okay. So, you're the one that asked the question, Kelly. You always lead us there and then make us stop talking.
And then I'm the one who says all the bad things.
So anyway, we get in the car, and I'm driving to gymnastics with Naomi and Nora. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I said, I am not wearing a bra, Nora. And she's cracking up. I'm like, I cannot believe I didn't wear a bra, but I mean, it feels kind of amazing. And Naomi from the back seat goes, I feel you. And I was like, excuse me? She goes, I don't ever have to wear a bra. I know what it's like.
Oh, my
She
goodness.
cracks me up. How old is
She's
she?
hilarious. 6.
She knows.
She needs a YouTube channel.
Yeah,
She's
she does.
amazing.
She's
the
the
things that
best.
she says.
I wish I could. We were listening to the podcast today in the car, and she responded to something, and I can't remember what it was now, but I couldn't wait to tell you guys.
You gotta write this stuff down.
And I was driving,
Oh.
so I missed it. And then when we got home, I'm like, "What was that you said?" She goes, "What?" I'm like, "Dang it!"
I didn't say anything.
Then right after that, I said, oh, she goes, wait, you said we were going to be there 4 minutes early. And I said, well, I lied, I guess. I didn't know. And she goes, well, that's not lying. That's I don't knowing. She is like my favorite.
I don't.
She
That's
cracks me
I
up.
don't knowing.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
Yeah.
Today's episode, we are going to explore the world of being a sports parent. We'll explore the unique challenges and rewards of parenting through sports, from sideline support to guiding your athlete in their personal and physical development. Join us as we discuss how sports can shape family dynamics and teach invaluable life lessons. Whether you're cheering from the bleachers or coaching from the sidelines, this episode is one for everyone who plays a role in a young athlete's life. Are you a sports mom?
Absolutely. 100% yes.
Hey.
Anybody else?
Yeah. Yes, I'm a sports mom.
I am supportive of
You're a sports mom.
sports. I am.
You're a sports mom. You're supportive.
I'm growing.
You've allowed them to play.
Okay, that's good. Does that mean you're a sports mom if you've allowed
Yeah,
them to
that's
play?
the beginning. Yes,
Have
absolutely.
I allowed them to play, or has my husband forced me to allow them to play? But I guess I'm still a sports mom, whether it's by choice or not.
Yeah, your kids play sports, so.
Yes. Sports mom. That's me.
So what is a sports mom? What does it look like?
It's Kelly.
What?
Kelly is
You're
the sportiest mom
for sure.
that we have
Right.
here.
You're extra sports mom.
Maybe a little.
You have shoelaces that match the colors of your kids' team.
You have hoodies. You probably have chairs that
Yeah.
match.
No.
No?
Earrings.
Oh,
You do
earrings.
She has bulldogs tattooed on her butt cheeks.
Oh my gosh. No.
And wears glitter on her face.
Okay, sorry.
So I just go all in every time. So we went paintballing. I went all in.
We
I
know.
had the camo,
Mm-hmm.
the do-rag, the eye black. When I'm a sports mom, I'm going all in. I'm going to wear the hoodie,
And the shoelaces.
t-shirt, the shoes,
Yep.
the Nike Dunks,
Yep.
the orange shoelaces to make it all complete.
Oh, the Nike Dunks, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Game shoes.
I don't even know what that means.
Pacey
I
has a
know
pair of those.
game shoes just about as well as I know cars.
I mean, I usually wear my flip-flops. So.
Earrings, game shoes. And I usually have a camera in my hand.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Dude, I love taking pictures when my kids play sports. And like lacrosse is hard because they're all over the field and I can't get them all the kids' pictures. But football, I really like it. And I get really close so I can see better.
You pretend like you're taking pictures just so
Really
you
not.
can stand on the sidelines.
So are you... It's just funny because I am a sports mom. All of my children play sports or are in some kind of sporting activity. And I love to cheer for them. But I just don't go all in. I don't have sports shoes or
No.
hoodies. I don't even have a CVCA shirt that I wear.
Crystal, come
neither
on.
do I.
No.
Girls,
No.
come on.
You know what? No one needs to know who I represent
This
except
is
for
the
my
problem.
son.
This is the problem.
What?
Let me just tell you.
Oh, there's a problem.
There
I
is
am
a
a-
problem
I
with
got
you
a
mothers.
problem.
Here we go.
A problem with you, mother?
Yeah, mothers like you that don't want to support like the colors. So I go when you play lacrosse. all the people watching have to sit on the opposite side. So it's not like this is the home team, this is the away team. So it's on my home field.
Well, that's how it is with soccer too.
Is it?
Yeah.
So nobody sits on the team side with the okay. So that's how lacrosse is. So anyway, I walk up to the field. I go out there and all I see is a sea of purple on our orange and black field. And I'm like, where are all the people at? So then when I found, I'm like, what is wrong with you people? Where are your green shirts? Look at all these purple people.
So you're saying that you sit with the
No,
other
it's-
parents.
Sometimes we cheer them on. What else? Who
I'm
else? would
kind
I
of
say?
introverted when it comes to those things
Yeah,
because
I like being
I
with
want
the
to
older
focus
parents.
on watching my child play and not talk to all the other people because they all want to talk about other things than their kids
Really?
playing.
Oh.
And I'm like, come on. Like, I'm watching my kid play right
Yeah.
now. I also don't take pictures because I'm terrible. I need to be in the moment. I don't think I have a single soccer picture of my son,
Oh man.
except for the ones that I pay for.
So usually when we're together, we don't chit chat. We just cheer on the players. So,
That's good.
but they need to wear orange or black
Mm-hmm.
or something. Come on.
This is
I'm
the
gonna-
problem
This
with
is
you
the problem with you, Crystal.
mothers. Mothers like you.
She called me out. And you, I think.
Yeah, she did. Clearly,
You
I'll buy you a
mothers.
CVCA shirt or make you one or something.
clearly, she is the sports mom of the group.
If I wear CVCA, I have to behave like CVCA.
That's true. So we're the opposite team's color. Then they'll throw you out.
No. I just gotta
Well,
be
how do you
Crystal.
behave?
Well, I kind of yell at the ref, and I
You do?
kind of yell at the
Like
other.
loudly so they can hear you, or
Sometimes
under your breath?
I have,
Yeah.
for sure, and coach as well. So I'm not that. I don't really want to know people to know who I'm voting for. Oh my gosh,
Oh my gosh.
who I'm cheering for.
How? I'm not even close to either of those things.
And if like a foul's not called, so specifically, I watch a lot of soccer because that's what my kids play. But yeah, if a foul's not called and specifically my kid is on the ground, I'm up and I'm yelling and I'm like, "That's a foul!" So I also just don't put bumper stickers on my car either to tell where I'm from.
Oh, I do that.
I don't do that.
Well, here's what's wrong with you mothers.
That's how she supports her
Yeah.
children.
Yeah.
Bumper stickers. I don't know. So the funny thing is I can't yell at refs because I don't know what's happening half the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's a foul? Especially with lacrosse. That's been
I don't
confusing.
even know lacrosse. I
Yeah.
try
a
to understand
confusing.
it. It is
Like, are they
so
allowed
hard.
to beat them over the head with that stick? Like, not really, but that's
they
just
do
how
hit,
it seems.
right?
You can beat them
Like,
this way and it's okay, but you can't beat them that way. And if
Yeah.
your hands are together, it's okay, but if
not if they're
apart,
separate.
it's not okay.
Yeah, very confusing. And then they sometimes
Oh.
don't call the things that they should, and they
Right.
call the I can't, and I'm anxious the whole time somebody's going to get injured.
I mean, I have to give credit to the refs though, because
Yeah.
that's a lot of work out there trying to figure out all the
Yeah,
things. But
especially
and
when parents
especially
are
when they have
yelling at
parents
them.
yelling at them.
Yeah.
Have you ever cheered when your kid ends up in a penalty box?
I don't think my kids ever ended up in a penalty
So lacrosse,
box.
there's like a penalty box.
I gotcha.
So
I
it
think
was.
Hudson's been in one of those.
I don't think they have them in bantams,
Oh.
but it's crazy. It's funny because like Leo's so little. Like I never thought he'd end up in the penalty box.
Sure.
So
I mean, my son
it
has,
was like a big joke. Like get in the penalty box, dude. Just get in there. So
that's amazing.
he did something. I don't know what it was, and he got penalized. So they told him 36, like penalty box, and all the moms cheered. We were all so excited. Leo's in the penalty box. Woo!
That's awesome.
That is
So I posted
amazing.
about it, and nobody liked my post, but I don't think they understood. Like it's just funny. I wasn't like cheering because my kid did something bad. Like
Right.
He
You were
didn't do
cheering
anything too
because he was
bad.
aggressive, and
But-
sometimes he's not.
bad enough to be get called a penalty on,
That's
which is funny.
amazing.
I did cheer when Strider got a red card in soccer, so he got 2 minutes out. But he got pushed, and so then he pushed back, and he was the one who got called on it. But I was like, hey, that kid, like, knocked you down.
Yeah.
Get up, knock him back down.
Oh, man.
Sports kids can get kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of fights break out, mostly
Yeah.
with parents.
Yeah.
We had a couple when we played for Green that had some parents like kicked out of games where the ref was like, I'm not starting this game until you leave the parking lot. Get in your car and go.
Oh, my
That
goodness.
happened in a
Oh,
football
yeah.
game for
Because
us.
they like you,
He was
they cuss
swearing
at them.
at the kids.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly what
The
it was.
parent
He
was
was
swearing at the
parent
kids.
was swearing at his own kid. And the ref was like, we don't do this. Nope. You leave. And he was like, I'm walking on. He was like, who's walking away? He was like, no, I mean, get in your car. I'm not starting the game again until you leave the parking lot.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
I couldn't handle that. That's stressful.
crazy.
It was crazy.
Sometimes I worry my husband's going to end up getting kicked
I could see that happening.
Yeah, I think I could mine too.
Like, Lenny, shh. Just kidding.
I know
No,
when
you're not.
Aaron starts walking back and forth, I'm like, okay, we're in trouble. Someone's going to get in trouble.
Oh,
So-
man. Maybe my kids just aren't old enough yet that we haven't really experienced anything that intense yet.
True.
That's true.
And they just play school sports for the most part, right?
Yeah, I think Hudson's going to do green this year.
Soccer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should.
And I'll be a train wreck.
Registration's open already. Did you know that?
I do know. Ugh.
I did sign Strider up for tackle football for Green, so we'll see how that
man.
goes.
Let's go.
I do love watching them play.
Yeah.
But it's just a big commitment.
It is big. Football, Mom.
football is
It's so fun. It's so much fun. I love it.
It's like 40. I'm nervous. I'm not sure that I'm going to be a football mom.
Ike signed up for
Be
football.
like, hey, Strider, how about you play soccer? Because I really like that.
Yeah, well, Hudson keeps saying, I want to play lacrosse. And I'm like, but I love soccer. Like, I love watching him play because he's gotten so good
I
at
love
it.
There's just something about it. I'm trying to convince Pacey to keep playing soccer.
Yeah. Well, Kelly is football mom, soccer mom, lacrosse mom, wrestling mom, cheer mom, horse mom, any other kind of mom.
No, I don't think I can be.
Piano mom.
Homeschool mom, chicken mom.
Chicken mom.
Oh, my chicken.
Monkey mom. I see that monkey face over there.
The mask that she scares people with.
Ugh.
Oh, my goodness.
Monkey mom.
So do your kids get to decide what they want to play, or do you tell them what to play?
No, I'm like, you will play this, and you have no option. No, they decide.
Are you sure?
So this is the thing. Leo, when he wanted to play football in the very beginning, I was a little nervous.
Yeah.
But he was like adamant, I want to play football. I want to play football. So I'm like, all right, signed him up. And he's, a little guy. I didn't know he started out with 4th and 5th graders, so he looked super small. But it's just the teammates that he met, like the people just like loved him and adored him. And I think that's what made me love the sport so much, because they just like brought him in and made him part of the team. And, they just loved who he is. So.
And now he's like, Mom, don't make me do it ever again. You're like, you will play
No,
football.
actually, he wasn't going to play last year. I did not sign him up.
I'm just kidding.
And we signed Naomi up for cheer, Ike up for flag. We took Naomi to cheer. All the football players were going through skills camp. And he's like, oh, he was sad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, buddy, they already started. Are you bummed? He's like, well, all my friends are over there. I'm like, I know. And so we went home. And then later that night, I got a Facebook message. Where is Leo? And that night when I was there for Naomi, I was like, what? Where's Leo? Why isn't Leo there? We don't even go to school there. Like, people know who he is. And they're like, where's Leo? So we got a message from the coach's wife, like, hey, like, my husband and the boys were talking. Like, where's Leo? Why isn't he here? I'm like, well, he decided he wasn't going to play. She's like, well, you let him know. If he wants to play, there's a spot on the coach's team from last year that he can have. So I told him, and he ended up on it. They won the championship. So now he's like sold out.
That's awesome.
I don't know. So we'll see. And Ike just loves football. So he's like all about football. Like, no hesitation. He wants to play it. I did have to push him a little bit into wrestling. Just a little. I just wanted to see how he would do, because I knew he was like gifted with that. And Leo's like all up for anything. I'm wrestling. So Ike's like, well, if you're going to be gone, I might as well be gone too. So I don't like push them into anything, but sometimes they need a little push, because I know how I was, and I needed a little push, or I would have never done anything out of my comfort zone. But that's how Liza is, I feel. Like, she wanted to play lacrosse, but then she didn't. But she has horse. That's like, it wouldn't have worked out with the scheduling anyway.
So is she going to play any sports in the fall?
I don't know, because fair goes till August. She thought about cross country with Green.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just not going to work.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, I think so. We have allowed our boys to pick their sports for the most part. Pacey's struggling with what he wants to play this fall, and we're pushing him towards soccer because, one bad experience doesn't determine the outcome of another season. And so I think we're trying to teach him that you're going to be an 8th grader this year. You can be a leader. And so to show leadership versus as a 7th grader new on the team, they got pushed around a lot and things like that. And so I think that if he can set a good example, then as an 8th grader, instead of some of the things that they had going on before. But so we'll see. We're pushing him that way. And Strider wants to be the ball boy for soccer. So he really wants Pacey to play so that he can be the ball boy because he loves it so much. And then he'll be able to play next year. So the following year. But yeah.
What does the ball boy do for soccer?
So the ball boy for soccer just gets the ball when it goes out of bounds. So they hold a ball and throw it in, and then they go and get the ball that's gone out. And so he just really loves doing that. And he met all of the 7th and 8th graders on the team. And so, like, coming in as a 6th grader, he's super excited because he's like, I know everybody already. He's like, they know my name. They love my mullet. Like, he's just super excited. And so he's definitely my extrovert in all of that. So,
yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah. He's like, can I be a professional ball boy? So like, oh my gosh.
That's what I want to do with my life.
That's what I want to do with my life. I'm like, well, there's always has to be somebody that does that.
So we already talked about refs and parents. What about coaches?
Dung. Clock strikes 12. Okay. Well, I think that was my cue to come in.
Yeah.
So here we go. Talk about coaches. So
Amazing.
we have 2 boys active in sports, and Naomi has been a little bit. She was in cheer. So we've had really, really good coaches and a few really bad ones. Just a couple. So it's when they get the coach and you're watching them, you're like, okay, you're kind of watching to see how they are. So Leo gets this coach the first year that it's really like he comes out in the field and I'm like, I don't know. Like, is he going to rip my kid apart or is he going to build him up? And one of the first things he says, it was, it's all about respect. We respect you guys. You respect us. And I'm like, huh. So, and then he said, if we lose, it won't be because we weren't playing hard or paying attention. It will because just be because the other team was better than us. And we're going to have a lot of fun this year. So, like, he just put like it was just a different vibe in the team from the very get-go. And other coaches came in to, like, help the coach. You know, you got all the other assistant coaches that must have been, like, hardball coaches, that they were changed. And, like, the whole atmosphere of that team changed. And they've gone to the championship 2 years and won one of them. And then Ike plays flag. This is flag. They're 8.
Yes.
Okay?
Oh, my.
So we get in the team, and Lenny's been taking him because I was taking Ike. And he goes, I don't know about these coaches. And I'm like, okay. Like, here we go. Just give him a chance. It'll be okay.
You were taking Leo.
I was taking Leo.
Yeah.
He was taking Ike. He goes, I don't know.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, sometimes you're going to have hard coaches. You just need to let it be. So
Right,
I
'cause
hadn't
a hard
been,
coach isn't bad.
No, I hadn't been to any of the practices that he was at. And sometimes he gets a little frustrated. So I'm like, it's fine. It'll be okay. So the first flag football game, we get there. This guy is unreal. He's fighting with everyone. The refs, the other coaches on the other side. He's yelling at them, yelling at the team. Like, you could just see, like, any kind of excitement for the game just leave. Because they're just like, we don't want to be here. One kid runs to his mom. He goes, you don't need your mommy anymore. Get back over here. And I'm like,
Oh, gosh.
what is happening? So I was, like, annoyed. I can tell he's, like, struggling. And Lenny goes, have you had enough? Like, bickering, yelling, like, arguing rules. This is the main coach. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, all right. Lenny goes, can we just take him? Can we leave at halftime? And I said, yep. So he tells Ike, come here. He's like, no, there's like a meeting over here. Because I heard the first words he said, you guys are not playing good. You're no good, blah, blah, blah. So
And this is at halftime?
Yeah, we pulled him. We picked up our chairs, grabbed our kid, and we left. And Ike loves football. So he's sobbing. He's sobbing, and I'm like, he's like, I just want to find a sport that I like to play. And I'm like, dude, just because he's a beep doesn't mean you don't like football.
Right.
You love
Right.
football.
Right.
Don't make him be the decision of why you don't think you're good at football.
Right.
So here we had like the director of the program reach out. Don't let him quit. Don't let him quit. Don't let him quit. Like, you got to bring him back. We'll find him a team. So they put him on the worst team in the league, which was fine. But he scored their first touchdown of the season and their last. And he had a great season. And it all, the coach is a huge part of it.
Yeah.
They're either going to build you up or they're going to demean you and make you feel terrible, like you're never any good. And then we've seen the coaches that are like, Leo, like, you got this. Like, come on, let's go. Like, and just build him up to the point where he makes the tackle. Coach picks him up. The team's cheering for him. Everybody cheers because they're super excited. So, I mean, we had issues with Eliza before, too. Like, just very demeaning and just not encouraging, kicking dirt. Like, come on, let's go. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I never understand why coaches are, like, why some are, it has to be a personality thing. Like, some of them are super respectful and build up and encourage and are really good, even when they're not winning. Like, they're just good at coaching children. And then the other ones, I'm like, I would be terrified to be on your team as an adult. Like, what are you doing?
It just makes me sad. Because if any other kids were like Ike and said, I just want to find a sport I'm good at. What if they're awesome at that sport? Because Ike is awesome at football. He could have left there and been destroyed.
Right,
And
and
wanted
never
to play
play again.
football again.
Yep.
So
Make
Make sure
he
you
has
moms-
parents
Yeah.
that take care of him that way
moms
too.
and dads out there that see this stuff happen, don't let it happen. And stand up for your kid. Because they don't need to be treated like that. So
Right.
just take them off the field and say, peace out. We're out here.
Yeah, we're encouraging parents for sure. Definitely not going to be the mean parent that tells them they're doing a bad job.
I will say I've been to some of Leo's games, and their football coach makes me want to run out on the field. I'm like, I will play football today because that speech was amazing. Like, he is really
He's
good.
really good.
Yeah.
When Leo made that tackle, like, because it took him a long time to make like a really good tackle, I like couldn't catch my breath, and I like tapped my chest, like, oh, my heart, like when that happened to the coach, and he goes, I had to get on a knee. I couldn't catch my breath.
Aww.
He was so excited. Like, everybody erupted. It was just such a cool moment.
Didn't they at one point all cheer like Leo,
Yeah.
Leo, Leo?
We went on vacation.
Yes,
We were
that
gone
was it. Yep.
a week and a half.
Yeah.
And we just came back to practice. I mean, they're on the way end of the field, and they see little Leo coming out, and they all start chanting his name just because they love him.
It's awesome.
So sports is hard because you never know what you're going to get. You're either going to get this really awesome, welcoming team that loves you, or
Yeah, you don't know.
you don't know.
And you don't know what kind of coach you're going to get. And
They could have ripped
to
Leo to
persevere.
shreds because he was so little.
but
Or
they
they could've
loved him
walked him on-
so
they loved him.
much.
They loved him to the point that some of those football players played lacrosse with him. This kid, Leo, was like boxing him out with a stick, and the kid just stood there like a punk and put his hands up like, ooh, like, you can't even move me. So one of his football friends that's huge, as soon as the whistle went, he ran over and trucked that kid, laid him on the ground, and they're like, penalty box. And Leo came up this kid came up after to Leo and goes, I got your back.
So cool.
Aww.
So, just cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't have
You have
much
any
to say.
questions?
I'm not
Okay.
a sports
How
mom.
about this? When your kid loses, what do you do? How do you help them? How do you encourage them?
So when a loss happens, I usually know that the car's going to be quiet. And we're going to have angry children. And so I just encourage them by telling them that they did a good job or that their team did fine. So just because somebody beats you doesn't mean that you didn't do well. Or if, it doesn't diminish the fact that you went out there and played your hardest. And so I think that that's important to just encourage them through those losses as much as you encourage them through the wins. That
Absolutely.
sometimes the losses are where they learn
Absolutely, yep.
about themselves the most, I feel like. So
I agree. So, like, in wrestling, it's hard because it's just you and one other guy. You lose, it's all on you.
Yeah, no team.
So mentally, it's really hard sometimes to get past. But the one thing I loved about, like, their coaches last year, they're like, it's never a loss, you're learning. Just, it's a loss, but you're learning through it. What could you have done differently to do better the next time? So I always try to encourage them, like, just remember what you did that you could change the next time and try to make it better. But mainly, have fun. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. Just have fun.
Yeah, so that's the hardest part. I feel like sports these days are it's all about competition, being looked at as the best player or vice versa. And it's like, where's the fun in it anymore? Like, let's just go out to have fun. It is.
Kids.
It's a lot of pressure because they're starting in elementary school a sport that they're hoping to get a college scholarship for when they're in high school. And I'm like, seriously? Like, what happened to just a good old fun game of, like, having a good time and winning or losing, but, like, it not being a life-determining game.
Right.
So it's just crazy to me.
Right.
You're so quiet down there.
I am quiet tonight.
Anything?
I'm just enjoying listening to you two. I'm just gonna listen.
Hudson is a little beast, though, out on the field. He's, like, naturally athletic.
Yeah, man. Soccer, how many goals did he get in that one game?
That was lacrosse, right?
Well, I was talking about when he played soccer and he got the goal from the other girl.
Oh, my gosh.
How many was it in that game, though?
I don't know how many in that game.
Okay.
But because...
See, you got stories.
Well, because Kelly and Lenny say, oh, well, I'll give you this much money every goal you get. My son is like, well, what about me? I want money every goal I get. And my husband's like, no. But if you get 3 goals, I'll give you this much. And then, after that. So he got... It was supposed to be 20 goals the whole season. That's what it was. And so this was like...
his goal was
the
20.
19th goal happened. It's the very last game. And they decided to, like, freeze in the middle of the game and let anybody who didn't get a goal yet take a shot. And my husband's like, what is happening? Like, really? This is what we're going to do? We're going to freeze the game? And so... At the very end, it's like the last 5 minutes, he tells Hudson, okay, they're done with the freezing thing. And he says to Hudson, if you get a goal this last, like, couple minutes, I'll give you $20 or something like that. And he goes, I don't care what it takes. You just get that goal.
Oh, no.
So our team had the ball. This girl goes all the way to the net with the ball, kicks the ball into the net where she would have gotten a goal. My son runs up and stops the ball by stepping on it and then kicks it in.
His own team.
He got that $20 though.
Oh my gosh. Can I clarify? We do not pay our kids every goal.
Well, that's what they tell my son.
Well, Leo's like, if I get a touchdown, well, you're not a running back. Sure, if you get a touchdown, we'll give you this much money. Like,
with soccer, I got goal
like
money. Yeah,
maybe.
well, I know. I'm not saying you gave him $20 a goal, but when you do those things, they ask. My kids ask.
Well, it's interesting because there are kids and parents that will say from the sidelines in all of the sports all of the soccer games for Green and for CVCA that are like, Chick-fil-A if you get 3 goals tonight. And I'm like, seriously? I'm like, you should just be excited that your kid just got a goal. I'm like, come on. My kid don't get extra for a goal.
I did tell Tori if she didn't get her serves over the net, she would lose her phone.
oh.
And then
Ouch.
I said,
make it fun, Mom.
if you did get him over the net, you would get Starbucks. But it's because
she couldn't get it over the fence or over the net, and she was practicing.
She could get it over the net, though. She just was being timid. So I was like, oh, if you don't try this, you're losing. I was kidding. But all of her friends were like, oh my gosh, that's so terrible. And she knew I was kidding, but...
I know that my kids are always like, why don't I get Chick-fil-A when I get 3 goals? Or why don't I do this? And I'm like, I'm sorry. You're not here to play the game to get something
Chick-fil-A.
extra.
Yeah.
You're here to play the game for your team.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my thing. But
Well, let me tell you what's wrong with the mothers that bribe their children. No, I'm just kidding. I just want to keep repeating that line because Kelly started with that.
Let me tell you about mothers.
So, this morning, I got up at 6:20, got Liza ready. We went out the door to the barn. We get T ready. Get him on the trailer. We drive an hour.
Horse.
T is the horse, Mr. T.
I thought you meant like tea, like
No.
in a
Mr.
teapot.
T?
We didn't get T ready.
Does he have like necklaces?
No, but his name is T. But for the fair last year, I dressed Liza up as Rocky and him up as Mr. T, and they got first place.
That's fun.
So we drove in like 45 minutes to where we were competing and waited hours and hours and hours. I mean, she was there. I had to leave because I had a party. She didn't leave there till after 5. We got there at 9:30. So horse is for real. So Crystal, be ready.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Luckily enough, I have somebody who will like trailer the horse, because I don't know what we would do. Like she wouldn't be able to have all these experiences that she has. So pretty cool. She did well. 3 third place and 2 fifth place.
Nice.
She did good. Proud of her.
So I do have. This is kind of funny. So we don't usually let our kids like quit a sport or like they have to finish it out.
Yeah.
Whether they like it or not, we finish it out with the team. Well, this winter we played indoor, and Strider played indoor the first session, and Pacey was like, "Oh, I want to play indoor second session because it looked fun." Well, so they signed them both up, and Pacey went to his first game or practice game or whatever, scrimmage, and the coach's first words were, "Who the heck are you?" but not heck, and proceeded to cuss at him, and then cussed at all of the players the entire game.
This was the indoor league?
Yes.
What?
And I was so mad that I sent an email and I was like, I want my money back because my kid's not going to be on this team. And I did not let him. I was like, no, you're not going back to this team. And so I didn't make him go back because I personally was like, I'm not okay with this. And they did like investigation or whatever. And they're like, oh, the coaches said that never happened. And I'm like, well, what adult is going to tell anyone that that happened? Like, we literally heard it on the field for sure. And I don't think my kid's going to like make that up when he's super excited about playing. So,
did you get your money back?
I got my money back from Ace.
That's good.
But not from
Whoa.
them. So they told me that they didn't do refunds
This is the thing.
and that they hoped that he would come back.
Just think of all these
So.
coaches that are like destroying kids.
Right? I mean, this
And
is a
their
kid who plays
self-image.
soccer. Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
come on.
Yep.
So parents, be involved with your
Yeah.
kids' sports stuff. Stick around for practices and see how they're treated because this is not
'Cause it's
okay.
real. There are real things that happen and it's not okay. And I think that part of this, like, how do you help your kids with setbacks and losses really comes from how you parent them. So, like, we also had some struggles that we didn't think that we would have on a school team. And I feel like he doesn't want to play anymore because of his experience. And I kind of said this in the beginning, but like, we have to encourage him to go and play, that it's not a coach and it's not the players. It's what you love to do. And like, you're going to have setbacks in life all the time. For the rest of your life, people are going to be not nice and not kind, but it's how you behave and how you play the sport that's important. And so I just like encourage him to be like, okay, you're going to try out again. You're going to do this because you're a good soccer player. Mm-hmm. And don't let a coach or don't let a team player mess with that.
Or not making a team.
Or not making a team. Yeah.
So
Yes, absolutely.
One of my kiddos,
Yep.
spent all of last summer at all the open gyms to try out for a sport. She went to strength and conditioning. She was so excited to be on this team. And she went and tried. I mean, she was practicing with people outside of, like Kelly's family was helping her practice, her niece who plays volleyball. And I mean, she was like literally giving it everything, practicing in the rain in the backyard and like.
She's a volleyball net in her backyard.
Yeah, so I will say I feel partly responsible because this is not something that comes natural to me. It is not something that I love. It's not something I did as a kid. So I didn't realize, like, going into middle school how intense sports actually are. Because so far we've only done, like some extracurricular, short-lived things. So I didn't feel like I didn't prepare her very well for it. But when tryouts came, she was at everything. I mean, she was at everything. And the way that they did, like, picking the team was terrible. I think that it happens more than I realized, though, because I've talked to other parents at other places, and I felt like she, like, tried out for American Idol. You, like, do the walk of shame if you don't get to move on to the next round. Like, they take you in a room to tell you, and all the parents are in the parking lot waiting, and if your kid comes out, then they didn't make the team. And if
Which is terrible. Yeah. It's a terrible experience.
And, like, walk past all your friends. Yes. And we actually had to stay for orientation right after that. And she was like, not okay, super emotional, terrible. But I will say, I told her, like, you really did give it your all. You really did your best. And, like, I've shared some things before about my own past and hearing, like, well, you could have done this different. You could have done this better. Like, making me feel responsible. But with her, I just said, like, if you really want this, you just work a little harder now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Put more effort in, and I feel bad, and I'm sorry that I didn't prepare you well for this. And she cried a lot of tears, and then she has spent the past year working really hard and learning a lot of things and growing. And I don't know if she's going to try out again. I'm not going to force her to try out again because I'm not putting her through that unless she chooses to. But she's doing, like, private lessons all summer. Like, she's investing in it, and I just told her, if this is enough for you and it's fun what you're doing, then that's fine. But if you want to try out again, I think that you've put in your best effort. If you don't make it, it's okay.
Right.
So I'm just really proud of her because if it was me, I think I would have been like, and I'm done. Like,
you're right. I'm never doing this again.
I'm humiliated. I tried something that I feel rejected by, and but she was like, no, like, I love this and I'm going to keep going. It was really cool.
Yeah. I feel like soccer tryouts were, like, it was gut-wrenching for me. But I feel like they did a good job. So, like, what they did was everybody was playing, and it was the last day of tryouts. It was like a week-long tryout. So it was like Monday through Friday. And so you had to be there. You had to show, like, you had to do all of these things for an entire week. And on Friday, the coach would, like, take them each individually aside and tell them if they made it or if they didn't make it. And then they would go back out on the field and play. So, like, no one knew.
Yeah, that's still so
individually,
hard.
But yet you knew, like, it was, how could you go back on the field and play, like, after you didn't make it? And so we know some people who didn't make it, and it was gut-wrenching for me to be like, oh my goodness, like, this kid didn't make it, and I know him well, and this is really sad. Yeah. And it was hard. I don't like tryouts at all.
Yeah.
So
we haven't had to deal with tryouts yet.
Yeah. So I feel like in middle school, the tryouts are if there's too many people. So, like, if there's just enough people for a team, they don't make you do a tryout. But if there's more, then, tryouts happen. Yikes. It's crazy. Middle school is rough.
Yeah. And I was a little frustrated because there was only like 2 more for her team.
Yeah.
And they don't even play you the whole time. They play you to your strengths. So I'm like, in 6th grade, I feel like,
Oh, wait, what?
yeah, like if you're a good server,
You're not rotating?
No, not like when
Oh.
you play positions. So like you could just be in the back row or you could just be in the front row. So I guess I just felt like in 6th grade, if there was only 2 extra kids, maybe give her a chance to learn and grow and play to her strengths. But
Absolutely.
there was a lot of parents that I didn't even know that I'm getting messages from. Like, that's not okay. Why did she make it?
Yeah, like 2 people.
Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
I still think it was a good learning lesson for her. And I don't know with the time investment if it would have even been good for her first year. But
So how do you guys cheer?
I was already going to bring that up because we aren't leaving this conversation without
Heck
talking
no.
about it.
How do we
For
cheer?
sure.
I cheer.
You do.
Go Hudson. Go. Good job.
Yeah.
I'm probably a little bit more than that.
Okay.
I get super excited.
Do you stay seated the whole time?
No, I usually don't sit at
Okay.
all. So, like, depending on where we're at, I mean, I bring my chair, but I end up standing up a lot. And I cheer. Again, I yell at refs and players. And yeah, but that's it. Like, I'm not obnoxious.
Yeah, I'm just average.
I mean, I'm like,
just
woo!
woo, go Leo. Like, yeah.
Explain that again.
Woo, 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 woo.
Get in there. Get the ball. Get over there. Oh, you're on the sideline. Never mind. Stay over there. You are so
I get a little intense. I cannot stay seated.
not
Like,
a little intense.
You see the TikTok video of the mom watching the wrestling when she's sitting there, and then she's like, blah, 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 blah. That's me.
Yeah. Oh, the whole time. The whole time.
But
That's
what's
amazing.
bad when they wrestle, like, I have a hard time because I'm, like, trying to yell at him to, like, help him. And I'm like, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. And Lenny's like, what? Stop. I'm like, oh. I'm like, oh, no. And he's like, stop. I'm like, that's so
Oh,
bad, but
no,
I can't
what?
help it.
So
Like,
that's
if
all they're
getting-
hearing you say?
Yeah, if they're getting stuck, and I'm like, oh, no. He's like, stop that. And I'm like, Liza, you gotta remind me when I say that because I can't help it. It just comes out. I'm
I
like,
do
"Yeah,
have a
go,
tendency to say no. Some like no.
go." Like, your kid wants
Yeah.
to hear you say no.
Or like
When
if
he's like,
they're
stop.
coming down the field and the ball is going towards our goal, which is
Well,
not.
yeah.
I am like, get the ball out, get it out, someone help!
Oh my gosh.
I do that a lot.
That part of why I'm scared to cheer is because sometimes I don't cheer correctly.
It's okay.
So, like, I was watching Nora play basketball, and our friends were next to us, and I was like, move up there, get the ball, or whatever. And our one friend was like, no, she's not allowed to cross that line. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. Don't do that. No, stay right where you are. So they know I'm
That's
proud of
amazing.
them. I love them.
They do
cheer.
know you're proud.
I watch other people and see if it's time to cheer or not.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
That's
I'm out of
amazing.
control.
We know.
You are
And-
out of control, and I just do a lot of yelling. So, like, it doesn't matter if it's a good thing that's happening or a bad thing that's happening.
When we go to sporting events
Yeah.
and both our kids are playing,
Oh,
my
man.
husband's like, can we not sit right by Kelly?
Yeah, well, and if Kelly and I are together and we're at a sporting event, watch out.
He
If
walks
there's a
away.
video of my kid doing anything, you hear me screaming.
If
So, like,
there's
that
a video
tackle
of my kid doing anything, I hear you screaming.
tackle Leo had that was so cool. Like, Lenny's like, I can hear you and his coach, like, screaming at him, like, so excited, like, in the video. It's so funny. I just can't help it. So then I'm like, if I take pictures, maybe I'll, like, control myself a little bit, which I do, but then I end up running up and down the field along with them, like, whoa, yeah, let's go.
And she just broke the speakers.
I get a
Oh,
little
man.
hyped up. Just thinking about football gets me
Let's
excited.
go.
Oh, man, it's definitely... You're entertaining.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Oh, man, I wish I would have come
Do you get-
prepared with a video.
Do you get burnt out?
I do.
Yeah. From cheering or just from sports in general?
No, I could cheer all day.
Is there a season that you don't have a sport? Because I just know for us, summer is like we take a break.
So we had football.
Mm-hmm.
We went straight to wrestling without a break.
Mm.
And then we had a week and then went to lacrosse. So we've
Oh
never
my
done
gosh.
wrestling before.
Oh, so usually you had like
Usually we had all
football
those
and then
months.
spring stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
But wrestling was nice because it was only 2 days a week, but it's still a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So this season has been really rough, and
Mhm.
Lenny's like, "Oh, I can't wait till when lacrosse is over. We have a month and a half of free time. That's it.
What's next?
Football
When's football start?
last week of July.
Oh, good. Keep
So-
me reminded. I'm
I
sure
get-
I'll get emails
I get burnt out by her sports.
because Strider's signed up.
Oh yeah, and then like food, like trying to prepare food and get people
Yeah.
at practice by 5:30 or whenever it is, and then you have kids at different fields at the same time, and then you have football kids and horse kid over here that's like 25 minutes. It's just crazy.
Same. And I have a horse kid who's having a horse show and a son who's in a championship basketball game. And I'm like,
I know.
my hands are tied. Like, I can't leave her at the barn alone. She's only 8.
Yeah.
And I could leave you at school, but, like, that's not fair. So,
It's hard.
and then when you have a traveling husband, it's even harder. Because then you have to try to be at everything yourself. Or at least get everybody there. So,
And this conversation alone is why I struggle with being a sports mom.
right? I get it.
I
get
love watching them play and do well, and I am proud of them. I do not want to be that tired.
But we
Yeah.
don't even really have a season off because now Liza's competing all summer.
Yeah, with your new horse stuff.
Yeah, so it goes.
Oh my
The
gosh.
fall, Lenny and I always joke because we're like, if we can make it through fall, we'll
Yeah.
never have any marriage issues because it's like we have so much things on the schedule between photography and weddings,
Mm-hmm.
tackle football. We had 2 kids in tackle football. We had Naomi in cheer, which she decided not to do this year, which is hopefully that stays for right now. We'll see. And
Because that's
then horse
early,
shows.
right? Like kindergarten was really early.
8:30 in the morning every Saturday.
Yeah, because they start out with the youngest and then
Yep.
go
So
to
we
the
had
oldest.
Naomi in the morning, Ike in the afternoon, and then Leo later
like
in the
late
day.
evening. Yeah, so our fall is usually pretty packed. So we have football, soccer, and horse.
Yeah.
And sometimes Letty plays soccer also. And then winter, so there's 2 sessions for indoor soccer. So first session we usually do, and then second session we usually don't do, so that we can have like 1 session off. And then spring comes back around and we are soccer and horse again.
Yeah.
So
Are there any pregame rituals that you guys have before games?
Obviously, I have a whole load of pregame rituals.
I don't have any pregame rituals, but my sons do.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm not sure if it's pregame rituals, but so one time Pacey had like chicken nuggets and macaroni and cheese before a game, and he got like 6 goals. So he wants macaroni and cheese and chicken nuggets before his games because he thinks that there was something in like whatever that was.
Isn't that funny?
Got me 6 goals that night. So he does that, and then they both wear their headbands
Okay.
like every game, which is really nasty because they don't wash them, and I'm not sure where they end up, and so it's pretty gross. But
We put like shoes on.
that's good.
Cleats.
The right kind,
The
right?
right kind.
The right kind. Are you
Yeah.
sure?
We're
Are
like,
you sure they're the right kind?
Did you get your water bottle? That is our pregame ritual. Shoes, cleats, water bottles.
Out the door,
And then
Jersey.
hurry up and get in the car because we're going to be late every time. That's grace period. That's our pregame ritual.
The game's half over, but Hillary's here. Woo!
I have never been that late.
15
Don't
minutes
put me
late
in
to a
that
game.
category. Don't you do it. What's yours?
I don't.
That's because
We
Chris
don't really
takes
have a
them and she
pregame
shows up
ritual.
later.
Yes, you do.
I do?
You get speeding tickets because you play the wrong Pump It Up music.
Oh,
you
that's
guys
Yeah,
play
you
music.
play music.
Yeah. So my personal pregame ritual is put on my game shoes and put on my Bulldog shirt and put my earrings on and maybe write their number on my cheek in eye black. I don't know.
We will.
I'm that mom.
We will rock you.
Yep.
So Leo has a playlist, like a specific playlist he listens to before football. And it's Thunderstruck. He loves the song Thunderstruck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I did listen to that one day, and I got pulled over in a school zone.
Yep.
Going 38 miles an hour in a school zone. Oops. Playing Thunderstruck.
Were
And he
you
pulled
rocking
me-
out?
Yeah. And he's like, where are you rushing to? I'm like, I don't know. My kid's school's down the road, and I have 20 minutes to be there. It's 3 minutes away. I don't know.
I don't know.
And he's like, oh, okay. Well, Liza was in the front seat, thank goodness, because he was like, okay, well, next time. He did not give me a ticket. I was like 13 over.
Wow.
In
a school zone, and we didn't get you a ticket.
Yeah.
You're lucky.
I was really lucky. I told Liza. Then she put on like, what is that? Night Rider song? I'm like, Liza, stop. Like, you can't play these songs on
Because
the way
I
to
have a
school.
lead foot when I play these songs.
Goodness. But yeah, they do listen to playlists and get their minds all right before a big game.
Anything else? Sports related? Ladies?
I think that's it.
Okay. Thank you for joining us today as we explore the rewarding yet challenging journey of sports parenting. Whether you love every moment or struggle with the demands, your role is crucial in the nurturing young athletes. We hope you've gained insights into the importance of support, encouragement, and the powerful life lessons sports can teach our children. Keep cheering, keep supporting, and remember, the impact you make extends far beyond the game. Until next time, keep fostering those champions in life and in sports. Thank you for listening to the Calm, the Storm, the Whimsy podcast. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Facebook, and Instagram. Stay tuned for our next episode. So, Kelly, I hate that. Don't put that in there.
Aaron says you do this too much.
Me?
And I do this.
I do?
He said we both. What else did he say? Me and Kelly do.
You have mouth clicks?
We go.
Oh, I can hear me.
We sniff a lot, and I cough, and she chews on. Oh, you're gonna make him so mad chewing on that ice.
I don't know how I breathe weird. So last night,
You don't breathe weird.
I do. When I listen, I hear it.
Oh.
I'm like breathing weird. Last night, I woke up in the middle of the night. And I kept coughing. And then I was wheezing. And then I had to search for an inhaler
For yourself?
for myself.
Yeah, it's weird right
Because
now.
you had all that energy come out yesterday with paintball. Oh my gosh.
I was surprised I could get out of bed to get the inhaler because my legs were so sore.
Oh my god.
Not wrong.